Welcome back to a new video. So yesterday's workout was pretty short, wasn't too great, but based on how I was feeling during the session, it kind of made sense as I was moving through that nothing was going to be too great. Now the goal today is to do some more snatching and clean and jerking, which of course I'm a weightlifter, and after that to do some back squat doubles and some sort of clean pulls. I'm thinking probably deficit clean pulls like I did with the snatch pulls the other day, just to fill them out. Maybe it's just something I do in the first week of this kind of like 4-week repeating cycle, and then on the other weeks I go to doing regular pulls from the floor. We'll see how it plays out. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 4 days of pulls in a week and have it not be a detriment to training, but we'll see how that works out. I've been moving the bar around a bit, and it's quite warm. I do still have the heater going because for some reason it feels colder in here than outside. Outside it's still above 60 degrees, so I'm not really sure why it feels colder in here. I guess it's just insulated enough to where once it's cold in the morning, it takes a little bit extra time for it to warm up. But it's been in the 60s all day for like most of the day today. I guess in the morning it was pretty cold, but definitely held the temperature of the cold in the morning. But I'm excited just to be out here more and just have it be an option that no matter how I feel, I can come out here where, you know, I'm not forced to go to the gym if it's 20 degrees and I feel like crap, and if I'm going to train, I have to go there. So I do have the option of, like, if I want to relax for a bit and come out here just to save some gas too, which is nice as well. But we're going to see how snatches go. Hopefully they go a bit better than yesterday, obviously with less misses, but maybe even increase the weight. And then with clean jerks, hopefully everything's moving and grooving with those, and I'm able to push them up and do a little bit more than yesterday. Then back squats and all of that, we'll see how that plays out. But pretty excited to train today. I feel better than I did yesterday physically, although mentally I feel similar than I did yesterday. But a lot of that like emotions towards training, you don't really truly know what you feel like for that particular day until you start really moving the bar, because then how your body feels kind of informs like how excited you are for training. But just moving the bar around, everything feels pretty good, so I'm excited for that. Nothing feels, you know, really sore, really tired. My shoulders still got a little bit of DOMs in them, but that just tells me that overhead squats for sets of 5 after doing some snatch balances, probably a good idea for me, and a good accessory movement. So we're gonna start moving the bar a little bit more, and then we'll get some weight on the bar. So that'll probably be the first clip you see is me smoking 40 kilos like I can snatch at least 55 kilos today. So we'll see if we can get up past there. But yeah, we'll see how the workout goes at the end when I do the conclusion. I'll talk to you all then. training went really well. My mood is much worse at this time because I got some bad news about a friend of ours but after clean and jerk. So didn't get that news till after that point. So I had all the energy in the world and kind of got it sapped for the most part. But I got, I think, productive work done, and the week of training is starting to take shape. The information from the previous session with how I felt after the previous day tells me that the day 3 needs to be a lighter day of whatever I'm doing, just in general, because I'm just not going to have that top end strength. But then 2 days after, on this day 4 of the week, then I'm going to be much more recovered, much more able, as you saw with the snatches, to get up to 115, with the clean jerks do somewhat of a 145. I'm pretty happy with the snatches. I was a lot more aggressive as I was getting to 110. And as I did the 110s better, I was just trying to be more aggressive just in general with the lift. And that helped with the turnover and just catching the bar and the finish and all of that. So I just have to keep that in mind, that I just need to be aggressive. I think that's something that isn't something that I think about with straps on, but I think it's something that's easier to just have a better pull under. And that just means being a little bit more aggressive without straps to get that same feeling. Not necessarily I'm trying to mimic the same thing, but I think the aggressive pull under is a little bit easier with straps, or at least a little bit more consistent. So just trying to make sure that I'm finishing the full extension. I think that's really where the aggressiveness helps, is just a better finish of the weight. But got it to 115, which I was really honestly surprised about. I was just hoping to get to 110, and I was doing that a bunch of times. Had a miss, a make, and then like a makey miss. That's definitely like a 50-50 one, where if I had more space, I definitely think I had a chance to stabilize it. But it's also one of those, it's obviously not a good training lift, and that's one of the nice things being in the smaller spaces. I don't get that option. If I have to run it forward, it just has to be dropped. Just like with the second clean and jerk, I was trying to walk it forward a little bit, but I just don't have space to just walk it out of the shed. So if it's not really stable and I'm walking forward, I just have to drop it. It's not an optional thing for me to do, even if it is a PR, because I'm just going to run into the shelving in front of me. So it's a good training tool, I suppose, in a sense. But I was able to come back on that third clean jerk and make the 145. Cleans felt very heavy today. I think part of that is previous training sessions, but also not having a belt on. I think that also had an impact on how those felt. But I was happy I was able to make it on the third. This is decently happy with the jerk. I'm more so happy that I was able to do it after how the clean felt. So it felt like, maximal clean. And it's kind of similar if you do like a clean front squat and jerk. It makes the jerk feel heavier because your legs are already fatigued at that point. So I'm happy that I was able to do that on the third one. And in a perfect world, obviously no misses in the snatch, but I would have done maybe 2 singles at the clean jerk, maybe 3 at that weight, and just get really good at that. So that's something to see in subsequent weeks on a session like this, if I'm able to replicate a training session like this as far as the snatches and clean jerks go, with a lot more consistency. And I think as I get stronger and as I do these weeks over and over, then I'll hopefully be more consistent with those. But after the clean jerk work, the squats, that's when I had gotten the news. So I was kind of distracted from that. But I don't think there was really going to be a bunch of squats that I was going to do today anyway. I was thinking of doing some doubles, but I was just kind of sore at that point from the heavier snatch and clean jerk work I did. So I just worked up to 190, did that for a single. I was happy with that single. I thought about doing it for a double, but just with how that felt, I was like, all right, today is just going to be a day where I just do 190, threw it off my back, just be done with it, and then have another day where I get volume in, whether that's the heavy day on Saturday, maybe that will be tomorrow. We'll just have to see where that fits in. But obviously, the front squats I did and the back squats I did today is not enough volume to really get stronger. So it's just days to more neurologically keep the weights heavy, and then at least practice a heavier weight, and then other days get more volume in. Theoretically, I could have dropped down and did some drop sets, but I just feel kind of crummy at this point, joint wise, as well as just kind of just emotionally, and from the news and whatnot. But pulls, I just did 1 set with the deficit clean pulls. I'll probably add more in future weeks, and probably will do more. I'm kind of envisioning Saturdays I do heavy snatch and clean and jerk, and then it's some sort of lighter squats and potentially heavier, lighter pulls. Pulls can kind of be whatever I want, but just more volume in both of those lifts, and kind of use that as the heavy volume day as well as the heavier intensity day, and kind of put all of the fatigue on that day, and then kind of build throughout the week as well. So I don't know. We'll see how it works. I haven't exactly decided what I want tomorrow to look like. I probably will have lighter snatch and clean jerk work if I have much of it at all, and then try to get some pressing, push pressing of some sort done as well. That was the only thing I didn't do today that I had kind of thought of plan, but like already like my tentative plan is already kind of messed up because this day was supposed to, I put that in quotes, but like when you're writing your own program, you kind of have to feel out the first week, especially, and to see how things are going to line up and how they actually play out in training. So that's what I'm trying to kind of figure out this week. But I'm starting to get the alignment down and figure out how I want these weeks to repeat and what variables I can kind of manipulate and what things I can look to increase each week. And that's not necessarily the intensity. That could be like a day like this. Instead of doing 190 for one, I do it for doubles, or maybe I do multiple doubles added. So it's like there's other ways you can increase the difficulty of different sessions and just get stronger over time, other than just the top end strength. So those are kind of things I'm thinking about as these weeks take place. But I certainly feel like I have a good base right now of general strength and just all around. So it's nice not to kind of be like back at square one, kind of building up, but just kind of be in the midst of training and just having the ability to have more variance and whatnot. But I think that's really about it. So I don't know what training will look like. I don't know if I mentioned the rows. I'll mention it again. I'm going to do some barbell rows here with just the 80 kilos. I don't know about sets of stuff, but I'm not going to record it. It's just going to be work I get done. And I'll really be it for training today. But productive day. I'm certainly happy with the snatches and clean and jerks. And hopefully in subsequent weeks, days like this will be better. Because I don't want necessarily today to be like a max out day in the classics, but I want it to be theoretically a heavier day where I get to like a 115 and a 145 and they don't look like trash. The 115s, I honestly thought like they felt pretty good and they looked decent, but the 145 clean jerks were quite rough. And so that's just a lot of getting the legs stronger and just getting more comfortable catching those heavy cleans and just getting more general repetitions at those weights. But I don't know. I apologize. My mood kind of dipped into conclusion because I am honestly I'm very happy with the training session, and I don't want to seem like, oh darn, like I wish I would have done. Like I basically did like a perfect training session as far as what I was trying to do and what I envisioned, and I even went a little bit more than I had planned, or at least had kind of envisioned. And obviously, things could always go better, but it's more so just the distractions that happen. But that's what life is. Life isn't perfect and rosy and rainbows and stuff, but we get these rows done, get in, eat some food, and just get ready for the next day because that's all you can do. But that's all for this one. I'll talk to you on the next video and have a great day. Peace.